Ghost stories in Titanic museums. Ghost stories in Titanic museums are among the most intriguing and widespread paranormal legends associated with the tragic story of the shipwreck. Some of these museums display original artifacts recovered from the wreck of the ship, which sank in 1912, and visitors and staff members have reported numerous sightings and unexplained phenomena. One Titanic Museum attraction, Pigeon Forge in Branson. One of the most famous museums associated with the Titanic is the Titanic Museum attraction, with locations in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and Branson, Missouri. These museums feature detailed replicas of the ship and some authentic items recovered from the ocean floor. Reported phenomena. Apparitions of spectral figures. Visitors and employees have reported seeing mysterious figures, sometimes dressed in period clothing, wandering through the exhibits. Some describe the appearance of a woman dressed in white moving silently through the halls. Feelings of invisible presences. Several people report feeling watched while visiting the museum, especially in areas where objects directly from the Titanic are displayed. Some claim to have felt a touch or an invisible hand on them, even though no one was nearby. Strange noises and voices. There are numerous accounts of voices seeming to come from nowhere. Some visitors have heard whispers or crying in deserted areas of the museum. In some cases, muffled screams or shouts were heard, reminiscent of the panic and confusion during the disaster. Objects moving. On some occasions, staff have noticed that objects in the display cases appear to shift slightly or change position on their own with no logical explanation. Scientific instruments have detected no vibrations or external factors that could justify these movements. Notable stories. One of the most famous accounts is that of a little girl, often seen near one of the reconstructions of the Grand Staircase, one of the ship's most iconic features. Visitors claim to have seen a ghostly young girl dressed in early 1900s clothing, who seems to be searching for something or someone. Some believe she may be the spirit of one of the children who perished in the sinking. 2. Maritime Museum of Halifax, Canada. The Maritime Museum of the Atlantic in Halifax, Nova Scotia, holds one of the largest collections of Titanic-related artifacts. Halifax was one of the key locations for the recovery of bodies after the sinking, and the museum contains many items of great historical value. Reported phenomena. Unsettling presences. Museum staff have reported feeling uneasy around certain objects, such as fragments of the ship and personal effects belonging to the victims. In particular, there seems to be intense paranormal activity surrounding certain items recovered from bodies found at sea. Mysterious shadows. Visitors have described the appearance of unexplained shadows in the exhibition halls. These shadows often do not correspond to any present people and seem to move independently. Sudden cold. Some people have reported sudden drops in temperature, especially near the display cases containing personal items recovered from the Titanic. These temperature changes were felt even when no air conditioning systems were running. 3. Titanic Belfast, Northern Ireland. The Titanic Belfast, located at the site where the Titanic was built, is one of the largest exhibition centers dedicated to the ship's history. Although it doesn't house many original objects from the wreck, some strange sightings and phenomena have also occurred here. Reported phenomena. Spectral apparitions. Some tourists have reported seeing figures dressed in period clothing in the exhibition corridors, especially in the first-class cabin reconstructions. Many of these sightings are fleeting and often occur near areas connected to the ship's construction history. Inexplicable noises. There have been several accounts of strange noises, such as the sound of footsteps or doors closing by themselves. In these cases, no logical explanation was found for the phenomena. 4. Traveling Titanic exhibitions. Traveling exhibitions, which take Titanic artifacts around the world, have also been a source of numerous paranormal stories. In many cases, ghostly figures have been reported during the transportation or installation of these exhibits. Reported phenomena: whispers and crying. During exhibition installations or nighttime maintenance, workers have reported hearing whispers, crying, or muffled screams coming from the exhibit halls. These sounds are often associated with the victim's personal belongings, such as clothing, watches, or jewelry. Strange nighttime presences. Custodians of some of these traveling exhibitions have reported strange nighttime presences. Some recount seeing a human figure near the objects recovered from the ship, which disappears into thin air when approached. Theories on the phenomena. Paranormal enthusiasts believe that many of the objects displayed in Titanic museums may be charged with emotional energy due to the tragedy experienced by their owners. It is hypothesized that the shock and grief of those who died in the sinking may have left a sort of spiritual imprint on the objects they had with them at the time of the disaster. In conclusion, ghost stories in Titanic museums are numerous and range from simple feelings of unease to full-blown apparitions. Although no definitive scientific evidence supports these claims, the allure of mystery and the tragic history of the Titanic continue to fuel the imaginations and paranormal beliefs of visitors.